What you should know when you have a good heart and bad arteries.
This video is about heart attacks, unnecessary heart attacks, and unnecessary death. It's for people who have a good heart but bad arteries. They will do blood tests that will show that you're not having a heart attack, and they may send you home, when in fact they need to do a little more expensive test to see about your arteries. You have to know what's wrong with you before you go in. Otherwise, you may be sent home to die, because your heart may be fine, it may be strong and healthy, but with bad arteries, it'll be plugged up and stopped. Now, using this fountain as an example of a healthy heart. The pump for the fountain is remote and is pumping the water fine, as you can see. All the spouts are almost the same size, full force of pressure. The water's getting through. They're not plugged up. And those water spouts are like your arteries. The water coming out of the concrete foundation there into the pool, that is like your veins. The water's returning to the heart to be pumped again. The air, where the fountains shoot up into the air, are very similar to your lungs. They aerate the water, they cool the water. When you pump water into the air and let it fall, it releases the heat and it obtains oxygen. Very similar to your lungs. The very same processes. When we breathe air in, it is absorbed by the blood. It also removes the heat from the body, the excess heat. Now, as long as all of these fountains, all these spouts are working fine, the heart has just the right amount of strength, just the right design to pump it properly. But if these spouts start plugging up, then the pressure on the heart increases. The body functions poorly then. The heat in the body rises. Oxygen levels drop. The heart needs oxygen to survive and to stay healthy. So as each of these spigots or each of your arteries plug, it's greater pumping pressure on your heart, less oxygen for your heart, greater heat for your heart, more opportunity for bacteria and infection. So our circulatory system is very similar to that of a fountain. An interesting thing is this fountain's working fine. And if any, I think, it's just a guess, but if any one of these spouts were to fail, a repairman would be called in to replace it, because they know that will destroy the pump. What happens when you go to the hospital when your spouts or arteries are plugged up? The tests they run are checking to see if the pump's working. And the test will show that you're not having a heart attack, because your heart's fine. It's healthy. It's under some stress, but it's fine. It's not having a heart attack. The problem is this: if your spigots are starting to lower, if your fountain's lowering, it's closing. And the more it closes, the faster it can close, and it's over. Once they shut down, the pump for this fountain, which could run for numbers of years, will fail very quickly. Our hearts, our blood system, circulatory system are very similar to a fountain. We need to keep it pumping right. So this is about having a healthy heart with bad arteries. And to prevent you from being sent home without medical care, simply because you're not having a heart attack yet. When it happens, if it's because of your arteries, it will be sudden and catastrophic. It's the arteries we need to address.
Thank you for watching Ken's Photography.